Hi, this is Jay Kaufman here, and I thought I'd give you a little lesson on theory for a change. I was teaching a lesson to a classical guitar student the other day, and what I noticed is that a lot of guitar students actually either not interested in theory, don't know that much about it, and don't know like how it actually could apply to playing the music. You know, why does it make a difference to actually understand what's going on in the piece? And here's the piece that we were talking about. It's called Allegro by Santiago de Murcia. He's a Baroque guitarist, I think, from Spain, early 1700s. And it's from this book, Solo Guitar Playing by Frederick Node, which I highly recommend. This is an old version. But I really like this book because it just has a great sequence of pieces. It's got great taste. It's got wonderful duets that you can play with someone or with a teacher, with a student, and it's just all around very good book. So, and I use it when I'm teaching. This piece has a lot of imitation in it, and especially in the second half. And this particular student remarked that, well, it's just the same thing over and over. It's this section here. It is the same thing over and over. It's the same phrase, but each time the phrase comes, it's in a different key. And there's a way to get a clue as to what's happening harmonically and how to make it interesting, why it's important. So let me just take you through a couple of interesting principles here. So every piece is in a key. In fact, one thing that I think it's important to understand is like a musical piece, especially a classical piece, is kind of like a journey, and you always start out at home base. And you always have to be able to go somewhere, and there have to be events. There has to be tension, and you can't really arrive home until the end. But there has to be all kinds of different places that you can go, and in a lot of classical Baroque music, those places that you can go, those kind of like little stopping points or just events that can happen, tend to be other key centers. So this piece is in a minor key. It's in D minor, and let me just show you the D minor scale. So the D minor scale, every scale has 7 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, ending on the 8th note, which is 1 octave above the first note. And this note here, the 7th note, is really, really important, especially when we make it sharp. When we make it a half step away, or 1 fret away from the D, from the 8th note, it becomes what we call a leading tone. And it's the kind of thing where it's like, it's so close, yet so far. And it leads to the 8th note. It leads you home. If I made it into a natural note, it would be 2 frets away, and it wouldn't be quite as, it's further away, and it's also doesn't quite feel like it needs to go home as strongly. So I'm going to turn it back into a leading tone. And when you use a leading tone, it gives the ear a real strong clue that you really want to go, or that you're in a certain key. So if you check this out right here, right there is a C sharp There's a C sharp, there's a C sharp, here's a C sharp. There's a lot of C sharps all over the place, and those C sharps are being used as leading tones. And let me just show you. So this C sharp right here, it's calling to this D right here. And we get to this C sharp again here. We really feel like we are solidly in the key of D minor. The key of D minor gives us just a solid sense of home base. And yet what happens, what happens right here? All of a sudden we have a C natural. And we've got a new leading tone. We've got a G sharp, which we've never seen before. And we've got it again. And right there, it takes us solidly into the tonal center of A minor. So let's take a look at what's going on there. A minor. Okay, so A minor has, let me just change this to B natural. It's got a C natural, which we kind of know. I'll play it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I turn this G into a G sharp, it becomes the leading tone, and it gives us a really strong sense of being in the key of A. So later on, after a little journey through different kind of harmonic places or stepping stones, we end up getting very solidly feeling like we're in the key of A. Right here, there's a G sharp leading to, and right there, this is kind of like the height of tension. Listen to that dissonance, which is resolved into an octave. Leading tone, dissonance, resolved into an octave. Often the strongest dissonance is reserved for right before you are finally arrive at a kind of relief. And so we end up in A minor. But what do you know? What's this? It's another C sharp. Right away we go back to D minor. And then here we've got a B natural. And what is that B natural doing there? Why is it there? It's a leading tone. Well, let's check this out. B natural is a leading tone in the key of C. So, check this out. If I played this B here is actually a B flat right now. If I make it a B natural, it turns into the leading tone of C. And that's what's happening here. got the B flat again, and we've got what amounts to another leading tone. This one is in the key of F. Let me show you. The E is a half step away from the F, and it is the leading tone. So what's happening here? First tonal center. I mean, we're here. We're solidly in A minor, but now we're in D minor. Now we're in C. And now we're in F. So it's called a sequence. It's a sequence from D minor through C through to F. And what do you know? It keeps moving. There is an F sharp. So we were in the key of F, and all of a sudden there's an F sharp. What does that sound like? What's that F sharp doing there? I'll bet you know what it is already. It's a leading tone. It's a half step below G. Oops. So, check it out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it was an F natural, it wouldn't be a leading tone, but since it's an F sharp, it's a half step away, and we have a G major scale. So, and here we have a G sharp leading tone to A minor, and a C sharp. And we're back in D minor, and this gets drummed in even further with a whole bunch more C sharps. The whole musical phrase or sentence is repeated an octave lower. And right before the end, check this thing out here. It is a very strong dissonance, a clash between the leading tone and the final, the home bass tone, the tonic. So I'm going to play this whole piece, and keep your ears peeled for leading tones.